Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. I've made a new pick a card read for you. This one is, what is your person's secret? What are they keeping secret from you? Let's find out. Now, I've made 3 readings here, the crystal, the flower, and the shell. And it's a timeless reading. Whenever you get into it, it's good. Each one of them has got a deeper dive. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of these readings, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. And that's where you can also find your timestamps to fast forward to the reading. So all you need to do now is take your pick. Which one would you like? Would you like the crystal? They're all very different kind of readings, these as well. The crystal, which is out with the noble one. Someone doing the right thing. Or would you like the flower? And the flower is out with the hope card. Or would you like the shell? And the shell is out with the past lives card. Take your pick now. Don't forget to click like as you're watching this video down there. Click on that subscribe button if you're new. I do a daily energy update for the collective every single day of the year. I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show where I give 1-question readings. Now you can book in for one of those 1-question readings on my website, BeHealing.com. You can find a link for that in the description box below and also one up there too. I will do your reading right at the start of the next live show, which is on at 3 times a week, and then send you the link to the replay so you can watch it. Or you can come live for that live show, which I'll do a twin flame reading as well for the collective, and you can get your reading while we're doing that as well, while I'm live. I also do 3 of these pick a card reads a week as well, and I offer readings, private readings from my website, BeHealing.com. If you wanted something more in-depth, more personal, then you can get one of those. I'll pop a link for that in the description box below and also one up there too. I get those out within 48 hours if you're ordering them. If you've got questions for your reading, just click on the Contact Us page on my website after you've booked and put your questions in there. So, crystal, flower, or shell? Take your pick now, and I'll see you in your reading. So if you chose the crystal, and this one's for you, crystals, let's find out what your person's secret is. What are they keeping secret from you? Now, as usual, crystals, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with this. If you find that this is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of these readings, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get straight into your reading and find out what the deal is here. What are they keeping secret? The noble one. Well, they're doing it for good reasons, whatever the secret is. They're doing the right thing by someone. This could be someone else's secret that they've got, in fact, or there's something noble about it. How interesting. Let's find out more. Of course, it's not always malicious, right, when there's secrets being kept. Courage. Courageous. So there might be summoning up the courage to tell you about something, to do the right thing and tell you about something, about the direction. Now, the inner compass, finding their bearings, it could be about something in the past here, about the direction that they were going in. Perhaps they were a bit wayward before and I don't know, they might have got into some trouble and they don't want to tell you about that, or they're summoning up the courage to tell you about that and do the right thing. Tell us more. 8 of Wands, yes, they want to communicate it to you directly. Tell it to your face. Always the best option, right? If it's a secret, just say it to someone's face, because things can be lost in, you know, text messages, emails, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's often better to, hear things direct, so that we can get context. 4 of Wands. They could have been married. They could still be married. Let's just get another card out. Tell us more. Or something they committed to. 4 of Wands. So something that had like structure in their lives. Queen of Cups. Okay, let's get deeper into this. So the 8 of Wands, they do want to tell you, they want to communicate it directly to you, this secret. The 3 of Emotions is about someone else. Yeah, it's concerning other people. Like I was getting, first of all, the noble one, it's like they can't tell you because it's someone else's secret. But I'm not feeling that now. I feel like they want to do the right thing and tell you, but it is involving other people. Abundance and transformation. Yeah, it could be a way that they were kind of getting money, some strict structure that they built up. The perhaps wasn't legit, legal, but there's transformation with that too. So they've learned and grown from it. They might not be proud of it, but they got a lot from it, kind of thing. And I think they might be telling you like they've got a different purpose now, that they could have just been doing something for money before, and it might not have been aligned with their heart and soul and the direction that they really want to go in. It could have been a little bit of a con, or just something that they didn't believe in. It doesn't necessarily have to be a con kind of a thing, but it could be something that they don't believe in anymore, something that they're not very proud of doing for money. Four of Wands, and they could have like built a structure around that as well. Four of Wands, Eight of Inspiration. They want to tell you. They want to tell you about it for sure. I mean, with these Eight of Wands coming out, yeah, this person wants to tell you about that. So the Four of Wands is like a stable structure. So they could have had like a business, and that business could be something that you would be dead against, you know, that would really make you think, wow, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. And I think they know that they shouldn't be doing that. So they could have had a job that they're not necessarily proud of, but it was the direction that they went in at the time. Tell us more. What's behind that? There's Four of Wands. Joy. Okay, so it could be something that just kind of brought them joy at the time, and it could have just been the money that brought them joy at the time as well. Or it could be something that actually brought them joy and you would be surprised. Do you know what I mean? If, I don't know, if it's a job that they were in that they're not necessarily proud of now, or they know that some people would judge, they might actually be wanting to talk to you about it, saying, actually, it brought me a lot of joy, and you know, it was good while I was in it. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Two of Materials and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Queen of Cups is the receiver. It's the feminine energy of receiving, and the Two of Materials is like finding a balance. The Wheel of Fortune, things getting moving now. It feels like there's change in this person's life. And they're trying to find that balance in themselves. This could be about providing for you. If they were doing something that you might not necessarily have believed in before, to get their money, they might still be in the process of changing that, and trying to find a new balance. So your person still could have this structure in place, could still be receiving money from that, could still be in that kind of work, not necessarily proud of it, wanting to come out of that, but still finding some joy in that. So I don't know if your person's got another job or something like this, or a business that's still running in the background, a partnership. It could be a partnership because the Three of Emotions are a business partnership that's still going, that they're not necessarily proud of. They're struggling with it. They're struggling with getting out of that. Now, it could be that they are trying to get their money through, not more legit means. It could be that, but it could be through something that's more aligned with them and their heart now, and what feels like right to them now. And they're having a struggle, but it could be the financials that they're having a struggle with. Like they don't want to let the money go. They want to let go of that thing, but they don't want to let go of the money. It could be something like that. Ooh, have they got any more secrets? What's going on? Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. They could have actually been involved with someone else here as well. Someone that's notorious, someone that you wouldn't want to be involved with. They might be holding that back from you as well. They could have business dealings with someone that you'd be like, no way, you shouldn't do business with them, they're a terrible person. It could be something like that. It feels to me like it's something that they've grown from. It's not necessarily a wrong turn that they made, but it feels like they don't want to do that thing anymore, or trying to come out of it now. It's work or something like that. It's something that they did for money, and it could be now that through you they're realizing, no, I definitely don't want to be doing that anymore. That's not aligned with me. It just feels like something that you'd be dead against, or they were working with someone or have a business with someone you'd be dead against, your arch enemy maybe, or something like that. And yeah, they want to tell you direct to your face. No wonder though, especially if it's to do with somebody that you know and disapprove of as well. They want to tell you direct to your face, and for you not to find out. Because if you find out this thing through other means, then that could really cause trouble with you in your relationship for sure. Talk less, feel more. For some of you, this person could have been just quite a pushy kind of a salesperson, able to talk people around, maybe not in the most honest of ways, but it brought them joy. They liked doing it. It's like, yeah, I imagine like sales would be like that. If you manage to convince someone to buy something, even if you know the way that you did it was quite manipulative of their emotions or whatever to get them to purchase, that they still could have like been fired up by that, you know. It brought a lot of joy, but now they're struggling with it. I'm not really wanting to do that so much, but getting out of it might be a bit tricky, perhaps because of the people involved, but I think it's more like the money. So they're feeling the heart more now, wanting to be more in integrity. They're hoping that you understand, and also that they can change this as well. And family could, okay, yeah, it could have something to do with their family. Okay. Now, some of you might not know their family, and it could be that they're involved in a family business. It's sounding a little mafia now. It's sounding a bit mafia, but I don't think it is, probably for the majority of you anyway. But yeah, you know, the family business kind of thing, and they're involved in that, and they don't want to admit to that to you, but getting themselves out of that could be quite tricky as well, especially if it's family and there's financials involved in it. Yeah, and that Four of Wands very well could be that as well. They're wanting to tell you about that, but they might be distancing themselves from this now. This Queen of Cups is an interesting card here, because it suggests that they might want to like provide for you, but they want to do the right thing too, and they're trying to balance that up somehow. Interesting. Specialness. So yeah, there's this feeling that they find you special and they want to fess up to you about this. Probably something that they just keep secret from everyone, you know. Like, my family's the mafia. Or my family make money in this way. And, you know, there might be a well-known kind of a family. Adventure and wild abandon, but yeah, it feels like you're special. They want to tell you about this because they want to get connected with you, have this adventure with you, and not hold anything back kind of thing. Strip themselves naked, so to speak, in front of you and tell you all. And so there's probably this trust with you, or they're hoping that trust is there so that they can tell you and you not be too judgmental to them. It feels like they're trying to do the right thing, and I think when they tell you, they'll be saying like, I'm getting out of this now, or, you know, I'm managing it in this way. Do something for someone. So they did something, perhaps with a family in this business, kind of tied into it in some kind of a way. Finding it hard to get out of that. Let's get some message cards out from them. What do they want to say to you? Apart from faffing up about this. I abandoned people to make myself feel important. So yeah, it could have been something that they did, like I said, like a salesperson, kind of manipulative, but made them a lot of money kind of thing. You know, they could have abandoned, rather than abandon people, you know, not cared for people, not been loving and giving to people, not done the right thing by people, and kind of used them. What else do they want to say? I want things to work out. So they want to change this and to work things out, and for this not to be an issue in your relationship. I check on you from afar, watching you, making sure you're okay. I feel like I can be my true self around you. Yeah, I was getting that from that wild abandon as well. They want to be legit with you and up front and tell you, please don't give up on me, but they're scared of telling you, right? They're scared of you going, oh no, that's a red flag, deal breaker, don't want anything to do with you. There's someone keeping me from you. And I think it's more this kind of, this thing that they need to tell you. But the good news in this, the 2 8 of Wands there, it does appear that they want to tell you about this, that they're really wanting to tell you about it, and to come straight with you, because they feel like they can be themselves around you. Perhaps, yeah, they're thinking that you're a non-judgmental person and that you'll realize that they have changed. Well, there you go. That's what I've got for you. If that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, you want it to be a story, then you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. In that extended reading, I'm going to go into guidance for you in the situation you find yourself in right now. So what should you do then? Guidance for you in this relationship. You guys together, what are the dynamics between you? Are there any red flags that you need to look out for? How can you make it work really well? And also how this might all play out with possible timelines. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. And you do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. The email, it might end up in your inbox. It might, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, your promotions folder, any of those places. Check there first. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the crystal on your device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device, and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Flowers, let's find out what your person is keeping secret from you. What is their secret? Let's find out. Now, as usual, flowers is going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with this. If you find that this is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. Itchy eyebrow. So let's get straight into your reading and find out what their secret is. What's the secret? Hope. Okay, so the code could be hoping for a good outcome from all of this, or hoping that you never find out, perhaps. Meditation and vulnerability. So they're feeling vulnerable, perhaps about you finding out. Meditation, perhaps thinking on whether they should reveal this to you. Tell us more. What's their secret? Patience and listen. Okay, so yeah, it feels like it is something that they want to come clean about, but they're wondering, like, have you got the patience to listen to them, to hear them out? Because it might be quite complex what they want to divulge to you. The reasoning behind it, or I want to tell you the full story, is what it feels like to me. So tell us, what is it that flowers are keeping secret? Flowers person. What's flowers person keeping secret? 8 of Wands. They do want to come clean about it. They want to tell you about it. Probably directly to your face, because 8 of Wands is a card of communication. Could be that they said something to someone. Page of Wands, news. It could be that they said something to someone about you, okay? And they wonder, like, have you got the patience to hear them out, or if you're going to react to it? No. The Nine of Cups and the Six of Swords. I'm feeling more and more that they've said something to someone about you or about this relationship. Nine of Cups. The wish fulfillment and moving toward that. Movement happening there. I feel like this person wants to tell you and they do want this relationship to move forward. Let's just get into it. Find out more details. Why the Eight of Wands? What's been said? What has been said? The Five of Materials. That they're not. They've denied you or said that they're not going to go there or something like that. Leaving you out. They've denied you. Someone's asked about you. They've said, no. Letting go. I'm not with them anymore. Yeah, so they have communicated to somebody that you're not together, or they've let you go, or they're not interested, or something like that. Page of Wands. Exciting news. What, do they have something else that going on or something like that? Page of Wands. Page of Voices. I think they had a second option here. I think they had one kind of interested in them and watching them. They've told someone else that they're not going for you, not interested in you. Perhaps to keep the door open to that person. Well, this seems complicated. They're hoping that it stays a secret. Masculine energy and new beginnings. Yeah, it feels like they had another option coming in here, and they've kind of told you that they thought that this might start out. Probably someone that had a bit passion for, you know, watching. That's someone that they had their eye on. Some excitement kind of thing. But yeah, they denied you. And I don't know who they told. It doesn't feel like that person. I mean, it doesn't really matter what they told that person, but it feels like they've told perhaps mutual friends or people that do matter, and they're hoping that you don't find out. It puts them in a very vulnerable position, and they're wondering if you can hear you out. So they're coming up with a good excuse, I think, about this person. Or they don't want to tell you about this person at all. They're coming up with a good excuse of why they would deny you. Watch out! There was a guy I went out with once, and other people would like speak badly of him. And when I asked him about that, he would always come up with a good excuse about it, going, "Oh, they're just jealous of our relationship and trying to break us up and stuff like that." And I really should have listened to them and not him. In that situation. Anyway, Nine of Cups and Six of Swords. It really does feel like this person wants to kind of move on from that because you're their wish fulfillment. I think your person could have just tripped up here, you know, and be distracted by a shiny thing. And then while they were being distracted by a shiny thing or a good looking thing, they denied you. And that's the problem, is that they denied you to someone that matters. Five of Emotions. You know, it could be that they were with you and having an affair with someone else, or, you know, taking someone else out on a date, and then someone saw them there, someone that you know saw them there, and they were like, oh no, me and Flowers aren't together anymore. Could be something like that. The Five of Emotions, though, defrosting their heart. It feels like this person needs to kind of get more in touch with their heart. Yeah, get more in touch with their heart, perhaps not other parts of their anatomy instead. New days behind that. Feels like they're turning like a new leaf, and they regret their actions to me. Feels like something and nothing. Pages are nothing much, right? But the big deal here is that they've said something to someone, that you broke up or you weren't together, or they're not interested in you or something like that, and it's that they don't want to get back to you. They're hoping that you don't find out. And if you do, they want to be the ones telling you, and they're hoping that you have the patience to hear them out, the whole story, or the whole story that they're going to tell you. So, Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. They feel guilty. It's only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. And transformation, your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So it could be a case of, you know, confession, forgiveness, it actually strengthening the relationship and stopping there being any secrets in the future. I mean, for me, I'd rather know than like not know. Depends what it is, really. Depends what it is. I can see both sides of things, really. Because sometimes it's better for you not to know. Like an affair, sometimes if it's something and nothing, it's rather than, you know, they should feel guilty about it and they should be the one feeling those bad feelings because they're the one that did something wrong. And if they're holding it from you and you're keeping it secret from you, then they're saving you from the pain kind of thing. If you never know, you're not going to get that pain, right? And the one that did the wrong thing, which is them, they get the guilt of it. They get the pain from it. I get it. I get why sometimes it's the right decision not to come clean about these things because the pain rests with the one that did the wrong thing. But I can also see it the other way around as well, because I'm the kind of person where it's like, if I'm loving someone, I'm loving someone. And yes, there's some things that will be deal breakers for me, but there's some things that just aren't deal breakers for me, and I'd rather know the truth. And, you know, people are allowed to be human beings with me. Know you are loved, but they do love you. I think the person was tempted by some good looking thing and they went there. Doesn't have to be anything serious. In fact, it feels like it wasn't very serious at all. Got spy and gifts. Could be someone that they gave a gift to. Could be someone that you're kind of a bit aware of as well. I mean, it could be like they bought a gift for this person and you were aware of it, kind of saw it on the credit card thing or something like that. Your person, to me, appears to tell a few little white lies, perhaps, or, you know, explains things away, excuses, come up with excuses for stuff. Communication and come hither. Oh, yeah, so they might be wanting to blame this other person, saying that they were kind of pursuing them and it was all them, and it was them saying, you know, it was one-sided communication, them saying that their excuse about telling someone that they're not with you anymore or letting go of you or something like that. They might turn that around and say that was just for the sake of this person, like, so that this person couldn't, you know, didn't cause trouble for you. So it could have been in the presence of that person, and they were saying that just for that person's sake. That might be what they want to try and tell you, is that, yes, they told that person a lie, that they're not with you anymore or that they're letting go of you, but it was because this other person was with them and they didn't want to cause trouble for you. Could be something like that. They might be trying to say that it was kind of one-sided. And when I got that page of voices out, I did feel like it was someone that got the eye on them, someone that's got that eye on them. Act as if your partner's here. Love makes the difference. Act as if your partner's here. I feel like it's this card that we need to see. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they're with you, so you'll always consider them. There's something in this, you know. Perhaps they didn't do that, and perhaps they should have done that, and perhaps they're realizing that now. Perhaps it's something that was something and nothing, but it's turned into something. It's turned into something because of a lie that they said at the time. Do you know what I mean? If someone's like just flirting with them, they might have been going along with it. Nothing might have happened beyond that flirting. But if someone's come up to them while that's happening, they might have been enjoying the flirt in the moment and then told the person that, you know, that you both know that they're not with you anymore, that that's broken up or something like that. It just wasn't true, because they weren't doing this. They weren't considering you all the time kind of thing. They might have thought it's like something and nothing and it doesn't hurt, but afterwards they've realized, oh, it is something now because I told someone a lie, and that could get back to you. So I think your person's feeling guilty about this, and it might not necessarily be a really big thing, but they lied and they weren't considering you at that point. Can we start over, they say. Can we start again? Like, if they tell you about this, or I think they're going to want to come clean about this rather than you hearing from someone else. They're wondering, like, you start over. Our story isn't over yet, but they don't want it to be over. If this is something that has broken you guys up, if you're already aware of this thing and you're like, yep, that's what went down and I'm not happy about it and now we're not together, then yeah, they don't want it to be over. You deserve better than me. They're feeling guilty. Yep, they're feeling guilty about this. Bam. Okay, what else do they want to say? You inspire me in so many ways. And I'm afraid of losing you. I think there should be. I run away to avoid facing my problems. Okay. So yeah, it feels like this person's got a little bit of growing up to do. It doesn't feel like they've done anything significantly wrong, but there was a lie there, and that lie is kind of significant if it comes back to you. Feels like they might be telling you about that, but I'm not quite sure. Let's find out in that deeper dive. If this sounds like it is your story, it could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that. In that, I'm going to go into guidance for you in the situation you find yourself in right now. So what should you do then? What should you be doing? Guidance for you guys in relationship with each other. So you guys together, what are the dynamics between you? Are there red flags to look out for? And how can you make it work really well? And also how this might all play out with possible timelines. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder. So do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the flower on your device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button with that bell if you're new. And if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell and this one's for you, shells are just called you crystals. But I lifted this up and said, oh, so if you chose the crystal, I'm like, that's not a crystal, Claire. Anyway, if you chose the shells and this one's for you, let's find out what your person's secret is. Now, as usual, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with this. If you find that this is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get straight into it and find out what their secret is. What's the secret? Past lives. Ooh, past life connection, or they know about a past life that you had together, perhaps. Had a reading about it or something like that, or a dream about it, or something in their past could be wild dream about a past life that they had with you, perhaps. Let's find out more. Explore, anchor, keep yourself grounded. They want to explore this. But grounding, anchoring things in. Okay, so they might have had a dream or some kind of an information come through about past life that they've had with you, and they might be holding that back from you. A little bit timid to go there in the woo and all of that kind of thing. But if they're well into the woo, if they're like happy about talking to you about spiritual stuff, then they might not want to talk to you about this information that they've got about you and them, just because it might make the relationship take a more serious tone or something like that. Tell us more. How interesting. Could just be in a dream. You see, they might just be thinking it's a dream about you. Four of Wands, marriage. The Hermit. Four of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Now, I'm presuming that they're telling me about a past life here, so I'm going to piece it all together once we've got all the cards out. The Queen of Cups and the Four of Cups. Could have been some kind of disappointment to you then. Let's just find out more. So the Four of Wands, Servant of Emotions, and the Muse of Materials. So you could have been married in a previous life. They saw you as like kind of being married, but there was something about a confusion about a choice here, about stability. This could have been a past life where it was difficult to get together with each other because of perhaps something involving money, families and things like that. What's behind that is home or homes or, yeah, financials or something like that. So Four of Wands, but the Seven of Emotions, it was tricky to make that choice of home. So leave home? Let's piece it all together. Because these past lives, they can be quite complicated stories. The Hermit and the Empress. It could be that you had like a higher standing than them, a family kind of stuff, and you wanted to get married, but they were difficulty choosing that. You could have been in love with them. You both wanted to get married, but you had a higher standing than them. They withdrew back. You could have been like, yeah, they might have been doing the right thing by you by not getting into a relationship with you. Right thing by you as in money, social standing, or all that kind of thing. You know, times were different back then. Feminine energy is behind that. So yeah, it could have been that they didn't have as much to bring into this. Could have something to do with dowries or something like that as well. Or just social standings in all of that. Queen of Cups, so they disappointed you. They couldn't offer you what they wanted to offer you, the happiness and the lovers. The happiness and the lovers that they wanted to offer you, it feels like that they couldn't offer you that. Remember, this is all in a past life. This is now, if this has come up in a dream for them, they might be like, well, is this just my subconscious saying that I'm not good enough for Charles in this life, or is this actually a past life that I am remembering? They might be confused about that, and that's why it's a secret. They're keeping it a secret from you. You know, because would you want to share that? If it's like, if you just turn around to them and say, hey, that's not a past life, that's your subconscious now, so you're feeling like you're not good enough for me, this is about this lifetime, you know? So joy is behind that. Could have been really happy together and in love with each other in this past lifetime and wanting to be together, but them seeing you like as this empress with more sway than them, that they don't have that stability of the home or something like that, the stability, the financials to offer you that, and so they withdrew from you. Now, if you've had a feeling about this person, you know, because when we meet people that we've had past lives from, we can get that kind of instant feeling about them, like, and sometimes it can be double-edged, like, I love this person, but I'm also I can't trust them, I'm really wary of them. There can be that standoffish kind of thing as well. Have you felt that before when you've met people? Like, you know, you got a really strong connection, but there's something you just don't trust about them. It can be because of things like this. This energy can be brought through into lives here. Didn't think this was going to turn into a past life reading, but there you go. What was that card? Wild. Yeah, they might just think it's really out there and wild, especially if they're kind of new to spirituality or don't, you know, usually subscribe to these things. Could be, like I said, it could have come up in a dream, but it could have come up like someone told them about that stuff. Psychic telling them about this. Could have been long ago that someone's told them about this and then they're recognizing it in your energy, and like, I think it's this one. Because, you know, if they've been told that kind of story before, that they've had a past life like that, and that this empress from their past is coming back into their life, you're coming in their life as an empress, they're likely to think of this story, even if it's not even true, truly one of their past lives, they're likely to think of this story and think, I've got a past life with this shell person here, because they're the empress, you know. So they could be kind of projecting a story onto you as well, not wanting you to tell you about that. So they could be worried. It could be a subconscious thing. Like I said, it could be their subconscious being worried that you are out of their league kind of thing, and they don't have as much to bring to you, but not wanting to fess up to it. Perhaps because they want to explore this relationship. Tell us more. What are they keeping secret? Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Feels to me like this person would be better off to tell you about that stuff. I don't know though. Whenever I've had this kind of stuff coming up, well, because I'm a psychic and this stuff does come up for me, sometimes it's like I'll have that weirdness with someone, and then I will like go into a deep meditation to see what it was. And then once I get that past life, I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. Why we have this weirdness between us. And then I just tell them thinking, oh, everyone's going to be open to this because I am. And then they're like, oh, crazy lady, let's stay away from her. And it's like, I can see. I can see why someone might have that experience, because it's not like they've necessarily like asked me for a reading. In fact, they definitely haven't done that, you know. Forgive is behind that. Forgiveness. So they might want to fess up about this and like want forgiveness for what they did in the past life, be feeling bad about that. Are they into spirituality, a person? It kind of feels that way to me. Or a delver, they go there, they, you know, perhaps experimenting with things, meditation, perhaps other things too, that induce meditative or, you know, other kind of states. You know what I'm talking about. Support and mystery. Okay, yeah, so if you're going to go along with this, if you're going to be supportive about this, if you are going to kind of be worried that you might be like, woo, crazy, you know, they're not sure about it. They're not sure if you're going to be supportive about this, like kind of talking about this. It's obviously something that is kind of resonating with them, this story. It could be a similar story to that. They might not tell you the exact thing that I told you, but it's a similar situation like that. And yeah, especially if there's strong love involved, right, in a previous lifetime and happiness, and it was a tricky decision for them and they pulled away from that. That unrequited love, you die with that unrequited love. That there's strong energies, like strong emotional energies, get brought through from one lifetime to another. You know, you can see it in people's bodies as well. So if you've got like a birthmark or something, because you died in a particular way that would have made you very emotional, you know, right? If you've been attacked by someone or shot or stabbed or something like that, because of that extreme emotion as you're dying, it can come through the wound, the wounds that were inflicted on you. The energy, that emotional energy, actually brings them forward as like birthmarks. So it's really interesting, because sometimes you can see, I used to be a massage therapist as well. Used to do my readings and healings and stuff from a shop and do massage too. And you can see it like on people's backs. Some stabbed in the back is quite a common one. And sometimes you can see like it's a diamond shape. You can see that it's actually a knife that has done that, and it's just a birthmark. It's crazy, but yeah, it can be brought through into the next lifetime really strongly. And unrequited love is a big one, right? If you're really in love with someone and could have been happy, but like rules and all kinds of, you know, cultural stuff get in the way, then yeah, that is stuff that's going to be brought through. There's delight and risk here. So yeah, I do think they want to tell you about this, but they feel like it's risky to tell you about it. I think, yeah, anyone would feel that too, you know, divulging information, spiritual information like that, and the other person might be going like, yeah, okay. Treasure your loved ones, demonstrate love and romance. I feel like they might be wanting to make up for it in this lifetime, you know. You might have a person on your hands here that is, you know, making more of an effort because of this story. Wanting to make up for previous lifetimes. Let's get some messages from them. What do they want to say to Charles? This was just a fling. Could be how they started this, just a fling, and then they might have like realized that you're this past life person. What else do they want to say? I was just hearing that song in my head, you know, I can't remember who it's by because I'm terrible with names, but I didn't think love was meant to last. I thought you were just passing through. They might, you know, they might have just thought no one's here for the long term kind of thing. I need time. You might need time before they divulge this information to you. I feel like I've ruined everything and our story isn't over yet. They're taking this quite seriously, you know. The story. They want to repair the damage done in a previous lifetime. I dream of you. There you go, you see? It's come up in a dream. Or they were told in a reading, or told by someone psychic, and then they keep on dreaming about it, so it's reinforced it with them, so they're fully believing in that now. I'm not saying whether it's true or not, you know. I don't know if we'll ever know that kind of thing. Certainly when I've been doing my meditations about it, like I say, if I have had a strong feeling about someone and I've done a meditation about it or a reading about it and I've got that information, then I'll be asking myself, you know, is that really true, or is that just something I'm making up for it to make sense to me now? Conflicting feelings start making sense and then I can let go of it, you know. You inspire me in so many ways, is what they say, and I'm making changes for the better. Telepathic bond. See, I think they've got this spiritual bond between you. I feel like they're going to tell you about this past life that they're aware of. Well, there you go. That's what I've got for you. Now, if that sounds like it is your story, it could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. In that extended reading, I'm going to go into guidance for you in the situation you find yourself in. So should it be like bringing this up with them to kind of instigate this conversation, or what? Guidance for you in this relationship. So you guys together, what are the dynamics between you? Are there any red flags to look out for? How can you make it work really well? And also, how this might all play out with possible timelines. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you will not receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, your junk, or your promotions folder, so do check in those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the shell on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, then just try it on a different device, and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click on that subscribe button if you're new, and if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I'll see you in there very shortly.